world of YouTube, True Crime Tales, site, and everything else. Going over the Summer Wells thing. Now, I don't know how much of a interest that what I know means anything right now, because for some reason, and I thought I could have sworn that I did hear about something in past videos about someone saying about Summer Wells was swimming at a state park. And I think it was that day of the murder. But yeah, I believe that was in a comment. So not even thinking at the time, or even, looking it up. I figured I'd just go about with what was given to me, see what it says about Summer Wells and swimming. And mind you, if you put that in and not just say update of Summer Wells, you want updates. And that's usually what I do, is put updates on this person, updates on Delphi, updates on murders that happened, years ago, and seeing where they stand now. Excuse me, but when you do that, you do not get what you're looking for. What I did is did Summer Wells drowned, and this literally came up. So, Missing Persons of America, day 10, mind you, June 25th, 2021, 10 days after the missing. Now, I just did another update, put in Summer Wells. That's all I put in, tapped on. And immediately a video comes up of the newscast stating that a police officer is saying that she was kidnapped or abducted, but it has no proof. Now, okay, this is something, like I said, is related to what I know. But have been receiving lots of info over the last few days, much info of the family and most of hearsay. But there's one bit of information that seems to tie into the basement story. And I wanted to go over this information in a minute, but first about the presser yesterday. I also wanted to address the polygraph test. Sheriff's Department had a presser yesterday, and one of the reporters brought up the polygraph. I let you hear that right now. What that says to me is the sheriff is not going to state the outcome of the polygraph to the public. And I personally think they are not going to tell the outcome to the person taking it either. I believe Dawn and Candace are assuming they passed because they were not told whether they failed or passed. So this is someone writing out this. I believe they assume that they meant they passed. Subsequently, Dawn tells the public they passed. Also, many of you have heard of the teen boy, but you know what? Whoever wrote this screws up some words. Whoever wrote this kind of don't make no sense. But it does, it does, how can I say it? come on, the brain fart. It does, damn it, kind of falls into what I know. It all comes with that piece that I was talking about. Now, of course, this is back in July, right? So why this ain't been up on the news? Why Dr. Phil did not mention this in his, to clarify. I would want to be clarified if this was written about me. Of course, if I was the person in their shoes, and stories like this come up, I would like to know, and I would like to clarify it, but it never came up, and it still has not came up. But it goes on to say, went swimming with Candace in summer that day. Now, someone had mentioned a boyfriend in a comment in my videos. Now, when I was to look into that, I kind of thought that the husband, Don, was the boyfriend, because I never really looked him up. At first, when I opened up this case, I was just, going over what I was looking into of the house and stuff. And yes, Candace. And it was just a weird way of how it went, but I assumed that meant they passed. Oh, wait a minute. And this is where it gets, hold on. As I was saying, this is where the spelling gets screwed up. But this also indicates that the father, that, oh, looks like they put the L and somehow put an L before that, and lives. So, that day, Candace and Summer that day, the boy, his father that lives in New York and shares legal custody, emergency physical custody, and he has been transporting to New York. There is some talk that Candace gave the boy, as it's supposed to be, gave the boy alcohol that day. And if so, may come out once he is with his father. If it turns out to be true, I am sure we will see an arrest. If none comes out to pass, it could be it never happened. There is speculation that Summer was a victim of dry drown, where a child drowns, recovers, and then dies hours later. So, with that being said, and this is where it makes no sense, because they're talking about Dawn and Candace, assuming they passed. Also, many have heard, the boy who went swimming with Candace some of that day. Oh, so yeah, his father. Oh, so it's the kid's father that lives in New York, shares legal custody. And who the hell is this kid? Because to me, this right here, and if this is true, because like I say, there is something that, right, and I think I'm going to be calling the authorities on this. Because between this, what I know, and I don't want to let nothing out yet. Because I don't want to let nothing out. Even though there is this article, I don't want to let nothing out yet. But bear with me, I got a stupid phone call. Nope, never mind, not a phone call, my son. I'm using my son's phone because mine's at the repair shop and he sets his friggin' phone with an alarm on it. So every night at 7, they got this ringtone going off. Jesus Christ. Goddamn kids. But anyways, everything with this, I mean, it's pretty much what was sent or what was seen by my eyes, but there is something else. I want to call the authorities and ask about this because, right, this is something that's not on the news. This is something that wasn't brought up to Dr. Phil, and this is definitely something that I think if this did happen, because it also goes on, I also looked at photos of the house and looked for the basement door appears at the back of the house. So if the mother and grandmother were by the trailer with the plants, here's an article that says the plants they were planting. Summer wanted to go play with her toys. Comes they did not see Summer go out the basement door. Looking at the angle below, you can see where she could have walked out, right, and saw her. So once again, we're back here. And like I say, I don't know, maybe they can see her, but I maybe think not, because the plants were more in the back of this trailer, of a photo that I seen. So Summer comes out here, little girl, not too tall, and makes it down here. Yeah, that's going to be something no one's going to see. But let alone if someone grabbed and snapped her. I mean, they can literally go around the house and go through that big way out that way. Or through the path the father said that he never knew that was there. Which I think that is BS. And, which leads me to believe that this article right here has a big key to the story. And they still go about talking about, Dawn said the door was unlocked. Are we to assume it's always locked? Because they say in this article that the door has 2 locks. And it goes to say, the age can unlock the locked door. So why mention this lock? It was locked. In just a second, you'll see why this is important, okay? So the new info I received, I realized that are going by what one person said, like many of the other social media information that is out there. So you make your own decision. It seems that this information confirmed the basement story, but adds more to it that never considered, and this is why I decided to share it. This happened sometime before the day she went missing. An individual witnessed Summer being sent to the basement as punishment. This is another thing that has happened, but this was not mentioned to me. After she pulled plants that had just been planted, it was also stated there was a lock on both sides of the door, meaning that if Summer was in the basement, even if she unlocked the door from the inside, the lock would stop her on the outside. I believe only one type of lock, that the whatever this is, THD lock, obviously that does that, is a double cylinder lock that requires key. I think this is why Dawn was bringing up the door being unlocked. He was referring to the second lock. So right here is a big key of evidence too. As you can see, what I said, mind you, before I read any more of this, that this girl has a very high case of hyperactivity. I can see it as I look at the girl. I don't need to even look. And where she's shaving her head by herself. Now you have it. She's pulling plants. Oh, I want to play. Pff, pull the plants. I've seen kids do stuff like that. Hyperactivity. Hell, my son's even done that with something. Not planting, but something is that where I put something there and he goes, he takes it, runs away. That's that. Ends up broke, ends up on the floor, or whatever the case may be. High hyperactivity. I believe this girl had it. And if she was swimming and had dry drowning, I mean, that girl was flipping, flopping in the water. Supposedly the kid in this article went and pulled her out. I believe this article is so written, screwed up, that it makes you dizzy. Sometimes it don't make sense in this article. But finding this article, it does it does make a lot of sense. More than abduction, more than a kidnapping. This is the piece of the puzzle that I said needs to be put in place, and it will solve a lot of things. And the reason why this mother is distraught, because she knows what really happened. But there's another piece to it that I can't say yet, but I think I'm going to call the authorities. I want to ask some questions on this. So if Candace sent Summer, and mind you, looking at that basement, and it goes on to say, you look at that friggin' picture. Oh, here's the totes. There they are. So you got some junk-ass totes over here. Right here, the planning. This is a stupid part. I mean, yeah, they got some parts there, but as you can see here, why they got crap in a tote. And there was 2 more totes in another picture I seen. This one's different. But just to give you an idea of what the hell they're doing up there. And, oh, and I mean, yeah, okay, they get all hyperactivity on their daughter because she goes ripping them out. They look like a bunch of weeds anyways. What the hell are they growing? But I thought, as well as many others, there's something missing. Maybe this is it. Now we hear may have been punishment. So, right, we're talking about poor little Summers in that friggin' basement. And the basement picture in my last video that I shows that there's nothing down there, but it looks like a mattress. There ain't no goddamn toys in there. It don't look like nothing's in there. So, right, it looks like a friggin' dungeon. And the doorway from the kitchen even makes it more authentic. Because you get down that goddamn hole, you little bad snot, you, and throw her down there. People come in to visit. And yeah, they got 2 different locks on the doors. They lock her in. And, you know, she's probably so scared to death in that friggin' basement. I mean, one could just imagine what that kid's thinking when she's down there. She's probably so scared she probably can't even scream. And, but these are 2 harsh things. And, there was also beer cans around the day. So, yes, whoever's out there likes to do a little bit of sipping grandpa's medicine a lot. And then it goes to show what parenting they are. And it goes on to say that they're covering up anything that would make them appear less than good parents because they cleaned it up. But the main thing in this is that drowning. Dry drowning. And, like I said, I got something else that is not mentioned in here. And I want to definitely, I think this week I'm going to see what I can do to call the hotline. And, and here's another thing. The father, Don, had told her there were bears and animals in the woods to scare her away from going there. So then why would she choose the woods over the basement? And I found that other friggin' article that says that she was seen wandering on the road from her house. There's an article about that too. I think I saved it. I will put it in the link if I already hadn't done it. But that damn article where it says she wandered away, okay? She wandered away, but their father's there telling about the bears and the animals that can kill her, eat her up. Who knows? You know, this is one crazy case now. And no plea has come from Grandma. Of course, right, this is what everybody is going to keep doing and looking at, is that there's still information missing. So this right here, this article right here, and how in the hell the eat your cornbread mafia has any involvement in this? I mean, yes, there's that one thing that these people could be drug users. Because I'll tell you something right now, Miss Candace don't look too healthy at that last interview. Especially she was slurring a lot of words. I don't know. Her lips are going all over the place. Sometimes that's an indication of someone doing drugs, let alone, I mean, if she has any mental issues. Because if she has any mental issues, brings us right to this article right here. Very bad mental issues lead to something like this. And whoever the friggin' kid she was with, I would like to know. It don't say who, but buying beer, going swimming, was that the boyfriend? Because if that's the case, or let alone if the boyfriend was the father bringing her his kid butt, what kind of boyfriend meets a woman he only knows her for who knows how long? And there was something said where he thought that, yeah, Dawn thought she was cheating on him, and obviously she was, because who the hell is this guy with a father with a kid to transport his kid to go sit with a woman to drink beer at a friggin' swim hole? And who is the kid? Who is the guy? I would love to know. And I think that is the biggest key in this case right here. And we are not really hearing nothing about it. Things that make you say, I don't know, folks. I think, like I said, next few days, there's another thing that I know about. I know, but I can't reveal that. But one of the main things that I was talking about the other day is right here. The swim, dry swim. So, I did have someone ask me something in a comment on my last video, and I asked them if they knew about this dry swim story. I know everybody's, probably thinking, what the hell do you know? But here it is, part of it. The other part, I gotta look into that. And that's calling the authorities. But this dry swim thing, man, does give a big, huge thought. Very huge thoughts and theories and ideas. And it would make more sense than wonder why that woman is very distraught. But then again, if this happened, and say so, if this is the truth, is the cornbread mafia go, eat your cornbread? I gotta stop doing that. But would the cornbread mafia be threatening her because they know something to let it out of the bag? I don't know. Whatever the case may be, I don't know how they're involved. This makes more sense. And I'm keeping my fingers on this puzzle piece right here. Right here that we just went over tonight to put in that puzzle and to say, bang, Dr. Phil, you're wrong. Yeah, she knows something. And obviously right here could prove that she had something to do with it. But like I said, maybe Dr. Phil only said what he said, right, to see if he can get anything out and to build her trust. But she wasn't having it with him. Oh, I feel like I'm getting interrogated. Everything comes out of her mouth is interrogation. And crying and, oh my God, yeah, this guilt must be really killing her. And it's gonna kill her in the end when she gets caught. Till the next video, be safe, take care, always beware, folks. And what do you think of this? More to come.